that never gets old for especially a couple of old heads like
Yeah.
us. That I just sat up and pulled my jammies on tight. This is it's ready to rock for another. What are we reading? That is a that was that an ABC or CBS special
Yeah, yeah.
report?
Every network had their own little thing like that, but I swear that was the CBS one.
I think it was.
It had like the little spinning like
Uh,
colors.
dun, dun, taka, 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 taka. That was when something really special was coming on. Like
Yeah,
they played it before the Wizard of Oz when they played that once a year.
the Charlie Brown Christmas
Oh
special,
my gosh!
stuff
See,
like that. Yeah.
oh, it's taking us back.
That was before my time.
Yeah, say Joanna. We still had the TVs where we had to stand up and walk across the room and change the channel that way.
Well, speaking of throwbacks, this week we've got a book that's not going
Oh,
quite back as far
yes.
as the 80s.
Well, first we have to do introductions.
Oh, sorry, so sorry. Yes,
As
of course,
y'all
of course.
heard,
Let's
I
be
am-
formal.
Yeah. This is Matt. I'm Jeremy. We're not important. This book is important.
Yes.
This book is what we want to talk about.
Yeah.
We want to talk about the return of Brian Azzarello and Eduardo Rizzo
wow.
to 100 Bullets, the book that it killed me when they left this book in the early 2000s
Yeah.
to do their Batman run
Uh-huh.
because it never got back on track.
Yeah.
It finished.
It did.
It was fine,
It did, and
but
it was definitely with a whimper instead
Yeah.
of a bang to put it in the way that it should have been.
But it lost the energy that made this book
Yeah.
the most compelling book of the early 2000s. But this brings it back.
I was really shocked that it came back. I was really shocked that I was able to get it for my pick of the week. And oh my,
Yeah, I think it's just the kids don't know the name 100 Bullets
right.
because they. For those of you who have not yet read 100 Bullets, this book launched in like middle of like 1999, and it became the flagship series for Vertigo at the time. One of the books that were aimed not just at your typical superhero nerds, but people that wanted something different, more adult, more mature.
Yeah. It was perfect Vertigo book.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So the premise for those of you who came in late, this mysterious agent shows up and he's got a briefcase, and in the briefcase there is proof of somebody who did you wrong, showing 100% it's this person who's guilty. Here's a gun with 100 untraceable bullets. Do with this information what you want, but I guarantee that you won't be caught. And that was like the initial setup. Things got weird after that.
Yeah. What a concept. Just, I mean, to put that out there, it's.
But if it was just the concept, the book wouldn't still be resonating all these years later. Rizzo's artwork in here is some of the most starkly beautiful stuff I have seen in years. He doesn't normally do this high contrast black and white like this, but oh my god, his art looks just amazing with this. Well, it's a noir story, so it needs to be shrouded in darkness.
I don't know how much of that is homage or throwback to it, but it's done perfectly. It's really, it stands on its own and doesn't need to give any homage to anything. It's just really, really well done. This books like this are why we started doing Black, White, and Red or Black, White, and Blood or anything like
bam,
that.
blood.
Look at
and
that.
it stands out.
This is
sort of like last Sunday night when Maxwell Jacob Freeman got blood all over his white in ring gear. It really stood out. The contrast of the red gore and the stark white boy panties he was wrestling in.
right.
And Rizzo's artwork does it right there as soon as you mentioned it. These books are rough.
Very rough. It's hard to talk about it. First off, without giving anything away, and this is there are no punches pulled in this book. It's a scary book. It's an important book. I'm frankly gobsmacked that DC was able to get it printed in this day and age. It is revolutionary. It is guerrilla warfare. Get this book if you have any concept of what's going on nowadays, get this book. It's alarming.
We have a long-standing policy of not turning past the middle staple to avoid spoilers, so we're stopping here. But Matt and I both agree 100 Bullets, the US of Anger, #1, is a great read.
Absolutely. The promotion's been strong, but I don't think it's been strong enough. Come get this book quick. This is one they'll talk about for decades.
And if you have any question about what the hell is going on in it, talk to us old people. We read the previous volume. And there's an awesome big old omnibus that we have available on the trade paperback shelf right this moment. The original volume ran 100 issues. And you could basically say it's a 100-issue miniseries.
Yeah.
As great as this book is, and we could talk about this all day, there's other books that were really fun. And this book was probably the grimmest, darkest read of the week.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But there's another book on the top of your stack, Matt, that's kind of the antithesis to this one.
No, we did our quick version introductions. Adriana is here with us right now. She's gonna unmute. Ooh.
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. I'm sorry.
She's eating some hot dogs right now, so she had her mic turned off.
Well, you're just gonna call me out
I'm
like
sorry.
that.
I'm gonna just put it all out
You're
there.
just gonna call me. I got some delicious.
What
hot
happened to
dogs.
chivalry, man?
I'm sorry if I'm a glizzy lover. I know she is too, and there's no shame.
You're a hot dog narc. That's what you are.
I'm just angry because I want one of them things, and she's over there eating them like the queen of hot dog town. Oh God, look at her! Look at this. Today, get this thing. Now she's eating it right in front of my face. I thought she's gonna give me a bite.
I was on her side. That was just rude.
Yes. The today's episode is brought to you by the delightful glizzies available at the Tabletop Tavern, which I eat at least 3 times weekly. Delicious and oh God, look at you! You're just she's the best. You're the best. Oh my God! I even got the nub end. Delicious. Did you, Adriana?
Yes.
Now you've been wholesale introduced. Did you read The Dog Sitter this week?
I did not. No.
Oh my! You've got to. I'm gonna loan this to you.
This book is delightful. It's adorable.
I worry about Ignition Press because they did they did 2 books that I wasn't too fond of. Hold on. No, they did The Beauty, which didn't catch my attention. It wasn't bad by any means. It was actually really good.
Well, because Beauty started off at a different publisher and like moved to Ignition.
Yeah, so it's not like it just didn't hold my attention. That's all it was.
Yeah.
The other one was Voyeur, and Voyeur was just weird.
That was kind of creepy. I'll agree with you.
Yeah, that one was weird, and I was like, okay, they're already 2 for 2.
Well, this could not be less similar to those other titles.
Okay, then I'm definitely going to pick this one up.
Please check it out. Dare I say, it's sweet. There's nothing like it right now.
Goodness.
I loved it.
It's a rom-com comic.
Yeah.
Where the lead character, who we get introduced to, she's recently had to drop out of veterinarian school in scenic Boise, Idaho.
That might put off a lot of viewers.
I like Boise. I'm not gonna lie.
So she's working, trying to save up enough to go back to class, and she's moonlighting as a dog walker, like pet sitter. And the book is largely about this lady going about her life. She's not all woe is me or pining after some dude, but she's working at her job in the flower shop, taking care of these dogs, and ultimately she's going to have, of course, have a meet cute.
Yep.
And we've all seen the movies. We've all read the books that we stole from our mom. The book really kicks off when you start seeing her interacting with her friends from the medical school.
Yeah.
From the veterinarian school. The book was just fun. It was light and refreshing. I had a smile reading this book.
Absolutely. I was like you, Adrian. I was a little bit pensive about it. I didn't have any idea about it. Picked it up kind of on a lark, and I kept expecting to turn the page and just be grossed out, or and like you at the end of it, I was grinning. like a Cheshire Cat. It was really fun. This felt like a cute TV show or a rom-com, just like you said. I enjoyed every minute of it. This is going to be really fun. I can't wait to read more of this.
All
Yeah,
right,
and I
y'all
already,
have y'all have convinced me. I'm
Okay.
going to pick this book up.
Oh, we've got some comments that we've sped past. Patrick, good to see you, buddy. Always, Mr. Dunn, yes. She is the queen of hot dog town. There's nobody finer.
I read that.
Absolutely. Mustard only. She's the best, baby.
I guess that's our next store T-shirt.
Oh my, I hope so. That's a great idea. We need to do that. Okay, thank you.
Taking the queen of hot dog town.
Yeah.
I think we should have like a, I don't know, a glizzy club or something. Seventh glizzy half price or something like that. The Adriana's special, something like that. Anyway, I don't know. I just love them so much. We just to fawn over the hot dogs in the tavern for a minute, guys. We never used to have them, and I asked them, and I asked them, and I asked them, and I don't work for the tavern. I give them a lot of money, but they don't have to listen to anything I say, and I'm certainly not the one who made it happen. I just like to think that I've manifested the hot dogs into existence here at the Tabletop Tavern, and I'm doing my best to make sure that they stay that way.
So I'm going to transition my camera here in just a moment because while granted I don't have a light, forewarning, it's dark on my end. But I can showcase some of the hot dog, as you can tell. Hi, it's me. This is a plate of which hot dogs, just a little behind the scenes. I mute my mic, obviously.
They were there. That's where they were, everybody.
No,
thank you, Adriana. That was, forgive me that bite of that. That was delicious. That was just what I needed to get me in the right spirit.
So going from dogs to hot dogs, we now
what a transition.
This is like we do this every week. This is just perfect.
We now transition to somebody who
I can't believe
has starred in many a dog of a movie.
Yes.
So this book, Catching Hell, stars Reggie Bannister, sort of. Now, Reggie Bannister isn't an actor. He was just a dude. But he was just a dude who was friends with a filmmaker named Don Coscarelli. Don Coscarelli, who, in addition to directing my favorite film of all time, 1982's Beastmaster, he created a series of bizarre horror movies called Phantasm.
I love them. And they're some of my favorite horror movies. I have a Phantasm, homemade Phantasm Christmas tree ornament.
Yeah, the little silver ball that flies around with like the little that sticks out. And those were the servants of the Tall Man.
Sure.
An extra dimensional undertaker who traveled the multiverse with dwarves in robes doing his bidding.
It all makes perfect sense.
Yeah, well, this has nothing to do with any of that.
Sadly.
Yes. So sadly, Reggie Bannister, who played the character of Reggie Bannister,
I'm still trying to figure out how this worked.
He's in assisted living at this point, and this book here from America Mythology Productions is a total like labor of love thing where they're like, look, he doesn't have any kind of a nest egg to fall back on. He needs some money. Let's make a comic. Well, we don't have the rights to Phantasm. Well, since there's a multiverse in Phantasm where there's different universes that they could go to, this is a universe where this particular Reggie Bannister isn't the Reggie Bannister that we know from Phantasm. If you notice, his shotgun only has one barrel, as opposed to famously in Phantasm, his shotgun has another shotgun welded to it.
And they saw it off, so it makes a point.
Yeah, it makes total sense. That's exactly how it works. But here he has a switchblade crucifix katana. So it's a completely different weapon. Look, this book, yes, it's hot garbage, but it's hot garbage that is exactly the taste of it that you want. This is Taco Bell at 2:00 in the morning. But it's also a benefit for a really cool dude who doesn't really have much. His only real source of income was traveling around doing the convention circuit, and he can't really do that anymore. So this book exists for Reggie.
I love that.
I don't know if they can maintain the, let's be polite and say, quality,
Right.
but this issue at least was a lot of fun, and I was happy to support it.
Well, speaking of hot garbage, this one's also in the same venue. Actually, this isn't garbage. This is a good book. I love this a lot. It's The Return of the Living Dead: Untold Tales of the Tarman. Now, I love this is another '80s horror movie that got a lot of heat when it first came around. That everybody hated it, and then very quickly became a cult classic. And it is now one of the top tier horror movies, specifically zombie movies from that time, and I loved it, and I'm sure you did as well.
Well, it was one of the few that could thread that really fine needle of being a horror comedy.
Yes.
It manages to do what really only maybe Shaun of the Dead later could do,
Yeah.
where it's
Shaun of
both.
the Dead took a lot out of that.
Yeah, because this is both a successful zombie movie and a parody of every zombie movie that you've ever seen before.
Yeah.
The plot of the movie, government toxic waste, poorly disposed of, creates a zombie outbreak when a bunch of punk rockers have a rave in a cemetery.
Those damn punks.
Yeah, those punks. Why don't they just go to a trade school and pick up a nice vocation?
I think that's a line from the movie. I'd love to show you some of this. And basically, what it is it's the backstory. The I don't. He's not a super villain, but Tarman, this guy and he's just barely in the movie a little bit, but he's an icon. He's visually so iconic. Everybody loves him, and he definitely is the drives the point of the movie. And so they've given him a backstory here, an entire history. I'd love to show you some, but it is marked mature for a reason.
Yes. I'm not sure I'm old enough to read this book.
Well, I'll let you read my copy later.
Oh, don't tell Mom.
I won't. So it's quite.
It's okay. My mom said it's okay.
It's quite cheeky, but it's got the same vibe as the movie. It's really over the top, silly, dumb, and it's
mandatory nudity.
Absolutely, chock full of it, and it's got all the things that you want in a
I'm shocked this thing isn't polysealed.
So am I, to be perfectly honest with you. Because it's gratuitous. I would say gratuitous.
What's it? The American publisher, the
American Mythology. They do a bunch of licensed stuff. They also published this week's Three Stooges comic. But yeah, the Fright Night comic is continuing the story as Todd Holland, the original author, intended for it to go, not the way the studio did with Fright Night 2. So
I thought this was like Spider-Man, Tom Holland.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see. This is it says only the beginning. I'm assuming that means that we're going to get some more Return of the Living Dead comics. I hope, because that'd be a lot of fun.
Well, I'm sure we'll get other one-shots featuring other characters, specifically Trash, the punk rock girl.
Oh, please, please, please.
Played by my childhood crush, Linnea Quigley.
Absolutely.
I'm sure we'll get like hot zombie action with that.
Yes.
So that book's kind of, it's trash, but it's fun trash. There's another book that was really fun this week. This week's Fantastic Four has the dumbest plot idea that I am so angry I've never thought of.
That's really well put. Please.
So that's not Ghost Rider on the cover.
See, it says right there, not Ghost Rider.
Yeah. So Johnny Storm and Sue Richards have a brother and sister relationship that, when it's written properly, reminds me a lot of myself and my sister.
Okay, who I met this week.
Yeah. Jana's 2.5 years older than me.
Cool.
And so she taught me to read. I taught her about professional wrestling. We both ruin each other's lives. When we get together, our collective IQs drop by about half. And so often Sue has to be the stick in the mud. She has to be like the group mom.
Right.
But she's not.
That's a hang up for a lot of the Fantastic Four comics. You're right.
She's Johnny's big sister. She's his partner in crime. So in this issue, Sue makes the skin on Johnny Storm's face invisible so he can pretend to be Ghost Rider and go around threatening people in order to like resolve grudges. It's like something out of the Venture Brothers, and I loved it. Ryan North wrote it, who had that long run on Unbeatable Squirrel Girl, and has been doing just amazing stuff with Fantastic Four.
I was very ready to be disappointed, and I was not at all.
Yeah, it is. It is so dumb, but so great.
This Fantastic Four run has really caught me off guard because for a long time, Fantastic Four has been, oh, it's more Fantastic Four, and this is issue number 13 for a year now. They've just really been really good, and they've brought back some really good, well done Fantastic Four stuff. I'm really, really happy with it.
Well, they're focusing on the four, not the fantastic part. Yeah, their jobs are in outer space and extra dimensional stuff, but it's about the four main characters and their family interactions. The book, if you ever have to explain to somebody the differences between the FF and any other super team, there's two. They're not superheroes, they're explorers, and they're not a super team, they're a family.
Yeah.
And it's not like one of those X-Men, oh, we're all kind of cousins if you think about it. No,
they're quite literally
they're
four members of the same family.
Yeah. And that's enough of a different flavor that when you lean into it, it's something special.
Yeah, it is. And that's what makes, and you're right, good writers know that. Many bad writers don't. And that's why this book is in trouble so much.
Yeah.
I have one problem with it still. This is still around. Get rid of that stash. My God.
I want that mustache.
What you talking about?
I can't, oh my God.
I want it gone.
I can't.
The Hogan stash is terrible. Yes. But how many generic blonde guys are there in the Marvel Universe? Now we can recognize Johnny Storm's face immediately by silhouette. And
well, that's a valid point, but
there's a scene in JLA Avengers with George Perez's artwork.
That's out
the new printing of that just came out. But there's a scene where Hawkeye, Captain America, and Hank Pym are all talking without their masks on, and you can tell who all three of them are. And not only are they all different faces, but they're all consistently the same faces that Perez had been drawing for the last 35 years.
Wow.
Oh, dear.
Wow.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
But no other artist could ever do that. That's why Johnny Storm needs his Hogan stash. As stupid as it looks, it differentiates him from all those other generic blonde dudes.
You're killing me with this.
I think what would make it less of a blow is if the mustache looked good. I don't like the Hulk stash, but I love like a curled mustache.
Well, if you want a mustache that looks good, go to Green Arrow. Johnny Storm is like, not that. Johnny Storm is the sort of guy that you give a fake name to. And I think that the mustache suits that.
I think another thing also is that you have Johnny Storm, who is a white guy, blonde hair, and then you have Johnny Blaze, who is white guy, blonde hair most times.
I know exactly.
So, yeah, that's valid. That's.
Although you'd think that Johnny Blaze, being a former carny, would be more likely to have the Hogan stash, but
we need to call Marvel about this. We're coming up with some ideas here.
We got all the ideas.
Yeah.
One of those ideas would be to do another Marvel swimsuit special.
And look what happened.
Just like the 90s.
This is so...
Oh
I
my
love
goodness, my favorite images in this book.
even this, I think it's the same exact logo.
That's the exact logo from the 1991 swimsuit special.
It's a fold out. I got to do the whole thing. Absolutely. There we go.
Beautiful.
Hey, it's Aunt May.
No, dude, that's Jessica Drew. That's Spider-Woman.
This one.
Oh, okay.
That's Aunt May from the movies.
Yeah. Mostly wholesome, slightly lascivious.
It's pretty.
It's mostly, well, perverts have to come someplace.
My summary of this book was too much plot, not enough plot. You know what I mean?
Yes. Adriana, I would, if you could, because you shared this story with me quite well, and this is before the staple.
Okay,
so again, this is just like a standard swimsuit special where it's got a couple of cheesecake pictures and whatnot, and infilled with some stories, which are fun and silly and cute. There's your cheesecake, but the best cheesecake. Could you tell us about this story right here, Adriana?
So there was this swimsuit special for 1994, and they had a Thor, kind of centerfold, much like this full page of him being in the a la bouffe, if you will. And
Oh, I will.
one that there was a fan letter that got sent in from a 20-year-old female, and she was like, you need to make him sexier, you need to unravel more of him, and she was just going off.
It was a Dear Penthouse type of letter.
Yeah, literally. And
I never
so
thought this could happen to me, but
Exactly.
so she sent a fan letter and it got published, and then they were like, okay, well, now that swimsuit specials are back, why don't we at one point, or in the images provided, we'll have Thor wear the fan letter that she
And here
wrote.
it is. This is so fun. That's really a neat throwback. That's really so
comics history rules.
absolutely, absolutely. We do have the original, I think. I didn't look today, but we have the original 1994 issue down in our vintage section. So you can buy that if you want to and really get some bang for your buck. We also have posters of this cover, which will be available later today, which is a
The
lot of fun.
original swimsuit covers down there.
I think so. We had it. As a matter
Is
of
the
fact,
fan letter in there?
I am this close to jumping off this chair right now and going to find it.
It's always fun when you can find weird fan letters and stuff. Like there's a there was a kind of an obscure animal superhero book called Boris the Bear in the late 80s. It was like a black and white, usually creator owned book. Well, a young Rob Liefeld like would send fan art into there.
Oh my.
Or like sometimes you're like reading through the letter pages of something from the 70s and you see the name Mark Wade and you're like, oh, in a couple more years.
Look at this guy's gonna go far, isn't he?
Sonic the Hedgehog does that still. Like they still have their fan art page, and I love that
That's
they
really
do that.
That's
still.
awesome.
It really, really is. What have you got in there? Let me see some of these.
Well, we can do a quick speed run.
Okay.
Neighborhood Watch continues to be a fairly strange suburban paranoia book. I'm not sure entirely how culty the good guys are, or even if they're the good guys or not, but it's been interesting. Ordained wrapped up with number 3 of this current story arc. Basically, super violent, kind of similar to like a Death Wish movie, but instead of Charles Bronson being a retired architect, it's a retired priest
Okay.
who's running around, beating up mobsters. Fun, violent book.
I read this one too. What did
Yeah.
you think?
So it's a one shot that is a fun, if largely unnecessary read.
Mhm.
I feel that the character of Saul Guerrera is one that we don't need an origin story of. At least I don't need an origin story of, because of a single panel. And it's this panel right here. You see the weariness with Forrest Whitaker's droopy eye as he's like taking off the disguise that he was wearing. And suddenly you see everything you need to know. You see the sacrifices that he's made, the determination that he's got to make whatever choices he has to. This one panel does the heavy lifting of the entire 22-page comic.
I agree with that. That's a really good point on a lot of ways. All of that being said, this is the third one of these Rogue One little prequel comics. They already did Cassian Andor. They already did Jyn Erso. I think this is the third one. I think this one is the best of them.
Yeah. Man, the last page is a bummer if you know what happens in Rogue One.
Yeah.
Which, of course, we all do because we're nerds.
Right.
Yeah, honestly, it gave me vibes, because this is a young Forrest Whitaker running around. It feels like the movie Ghost Dog, where he's the samurai in the urban setting.
Holy moly.
Wow,
that's a good reference.
This is about the age that he would have been when he made that movie.
Yeah.
And, I can totally imagine not only the violence, but the big face-off that he has with a major Star Wars character towards the end of the issue.
Yeah.
You know, maybe
Ooh.
it's just that I'm familiar with Forrest Whitaker's work that I didn't need this, that my head filled in the gaps. But again, that one panel was just, that was the story.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very good.
I'm surprised we needed this because Saw Gerrera's story was pretty much told
It really
thoroughly
is. Yeah,
in
it
Clone
is.
Wars.
Yeah, but couldn't you say the same thing about Darth Vader?
That's fair, and we had a whole Darth Vader comic.
Yeah, that's the thing. I miss the Star Wars expanded universe that I grew up on for one reason, and really one thing about it,
Uh-huh.
and it's that they made additional characters beyond those that starred in the main movies, um, largely because they had to. Um, in say the original Marvel comic series, um, they were just treading water between the releases of New Hope and Empire. They're like, okay, you got 2 years to just, you can't kill anybody off, but keep telling stories until we do the next thing. We hadn't even had the big Vader reveal yet.
Yeah.
So suddenly Han Solo has a best friend who's a 7-foot tall green rabbit named Jaxer.
I have 2 Jaxer action figures, by the way.
Yeah, and so stuff like that built up the universe out of necessity. You had to keep the plate spinning. You had to keep telling stories to expand the universe.
And I'm not sure if you loved it, but I ate it up.
Yeah, me
Every
too.
month, I loved it.
Yeah, and if we keep getting stories about the same couple of people, it makes things feel small. And Star Wars shouldn't feel small.
Right.
Part of that same universe was also the Knights of the Old Republic universe, and I ain't never getting Revan back.
Yeah. The Old Republic, one of the best things that Dark Horse ever published was a miniseries called The Golden Age of the Sith. And
oh my god, I remember that.
Wow.
That featured a character, Exar Kun, who was the first guy with the Darth Maul style lightsaber before it ever appeared in the. Anyway, I digress. If you're a Star Wars fan, it's not an essential read, but it's one that adds some shading and texture to the Rogue One story, which is some of my favorite stuff in modern Star Wars.
Agree. Absolutely.
Then we got Young Hellboy, number 2. Hellboy himself is barely in it. It's mostly
is that Space Ghost?
So it has kind of a. I'm going to get off on my Alex Toth's soapbox for a moment. Alex Toth, the cartoonist and animator who designed Space Ghost, was a contemporary of guys like Jack Kirby, Gil Kane, and he had such a beautiful, clean line to his superhero designs that this totally follows that aesthetic. This is a story set when Hellboy was a little boy. This is in the years immediately after World War II ended. So Hellboy's a 10-year-old kid obsessed with his superhero Lobster Johnson, and this is a pulp adventure about sky pirates. It's hard to not enjoy it. Hellboy himself is barely in it, but he doesn't need to be. He'll be back later. This part of the story is more about other people doing cool stuff. Other people doing cool stuff? New Zorro. Also has pirates.
Number 2.
Yeah, number 2. These pirates are water-based, though, instead of aerial pirates.
Like your traditional pirates.
Your traditional pirates. But the whole tradition that we're talking about is what's being challenged, because you see this hot air balloon on the first page. Zorro exists in a weird moment in history. It's sort of a liminal space, a transition between Spanish and French rule and ultimately Mexican independence. Zorro's a guy with a sword, but we're kind of getting into the age of the gun. And what used to work might not necessarily be, yeah. So it's Zorro versus pirates, and there's hot air balloons. Again, what more could you possibly want out of a comic book?
Exactly.
What you got?
I spent through a couple of here. Nerf. I got some good superhero stuff this week from Spider-Man. This one, it's got me back. It's been a minute. This is the second story in this new run, and we're heading towards number 1,000 right now. This would be 996, and we're heading towards 1,000 in a couple of months. I liked this. I thought it's they're getting back to just Spidey stories. It's still got a little bit of layover, the kind of weird stuff with his space friends and things like that, which I don't know if I'm wholly involved with. And also, here's the two things. It's got his space buddies in it and family drama. Two things that Spidey deals with quite a bit. I thought it was pretty good. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fun. It's got the artwork is great. The story's good. What did you think?
There's a single panel similar to the Star Wars issue that is the greatest moment of the entire book. Everything else is fine.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
So there's a big old fight between Spider-Man and the Vulture, and Spider-Man knows that you always respect the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yes, that was it.
Protect your neck. So,
yay!
Moments like that remind you who the man is underneath the mask,
Yes.
who Peter Parker is.
Yep.
I could feast on that all day.
That's legit why I said, "Oh, Spidey's back."
Yeah.
Good. I picked up the first issue of the Challenges of Doom. This is the Mr. Fantastic based. Marvel's doing some stuff to give everybody as much Doom as they can right now. I don't have any problems with that at all. It's basically a retelling of his origin story, leaning heavily on how Reed Richards plays a part in that. I thought it was wonderful. I thought it was really cool. Doom, the artwork is really well done.
This was fun. I can't help but compare it to the amazingness of Doom Quest that's also on the shelves right now.
Yeah, that's true.
And so this is a fun riff on the Silver Age relationship between Reed and Victor. That guy from college that you just hated.
Yes.
And that's a lot of fun. It's distinct and different enough that it deserves to exist. I can't always say that when they're like flooding the shelves with 8,000 books featuring a character that they're trying to get over.
Very true. Very true.
But this has such a different take. Both books are from Victor's perspective. But whereas Doom Quest, I'd say that he's driving the story forward. He's the protagonist, but he's not a hero. He's a full-blown villain. Here, I think you're supposed to relate more to Victor.
Right.
And I like that difference.
Yeah, that's a big part of his story. That's a big part of him, is that there are aspects of him that are very relatable. I mean, there's still, it's a good argument.
Who hasn't built a machine to travel to hell to steal the soul of our mother, an evil Romani fortune teller who's been trapped there, only to have it blow up, causing superficial damage to her face, that we then hyperfixate on to the point that we travel to Tibet, have monks make an iron mask that you are too impatient to wait for them to let chill down and stick to your face still molten hot so it melts to your face adhering to it. Who hasn't been there? Who can't relate?
Exactly. If loving that is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Yeah. And he's a job creator.
I'm a Doom sympathizer.
Yeah.
Doom it's hard to say that he's a baddie.
Although he did never actually graduate from Empire State University.
Classic.
So the whole Dr. Doom part of his name, that's stolen valor.
They do talk about that in here. That is addressed.
So also going back deep, this week's issue of Power Rangers Unlimited brings back the sadly gone way too soon in the real world Yellow Ranger Trini. This book is going to be sort of a Spider-Verse for the Power Rangers, where they're assembling a team of Rangers from all the different eras.
Wow.
So whether you're a Turbo fan or I guess no one was a Geo fan, but whatever version of Power Rangers you like, you're going to see one of those characters teaming up as part of this group.
Anybody from Power Rangers Prime?
Probably. It's just the first issue.
Ooh.
this issue mostly focuses around Lord Zed and Trini, and Zed being very confused that Trini is somehow alive. Um, so it was a fun read. This week's issue of Iron Man has a much needed sit down between Tony and Rhodey. The sort of thing that happens about every 50 issues or so,
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
Tony Stark acts too much like Tony Stark and has to be dealt with. More Mignola Frankenstein craziness.
Love it.
Beautiful book to look at. Kind of a strange book to follow what's happening, but this issue introduces us to a new player, a possibly disembodied character, a woman who a woman trapped in amber, Elizabeth, who maybe she is the wife of Frankenstein, maybe she's Liz Sherman, maybe
Huh?
she. All we know is she somehow birthed this new world that Frankenstein finds himself astride, and
Okay.
we don't even know the specifics of that yet. It's trippy, it's weird, it's like a Pink Floyd album, so I'm digging it.
Yeah.
What you got?
I got the second issue of The Dead Man. Now this is one of the all-in DC's all-in books, taking some of the big characters, not the biggest characters, just the big characters, and giving them their own stage. This is the first time, I think, Dead Man. This is the first ongoing series that he's had, if these are even limited series or not. So we don't really know yet. But
yeah, right now they're DC Next Level is like kind of limited right now. I
Yeah.
know Superwoman's not doing too hot. Lobo's fantastic.
yeah,
Um,
I love
and
this.
Deathstroke's also really good.
Uh huh.
Then this one's fun.
I think it's fun. I'm not a fan of the art. It's just not my thing. But
This
the
is the
writing
same.
is incredible.
Yeah, this is the same artist for Ice Cream Man,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's either you love it or you hate it. And
Yeah.
I am in the section that hates it, but I love where the writing is going.
Absolutely. I think it's a little bit, the art is a little bit too derivative of Jeff Darrow's artwork. And we'll talk about them in a minute. But
That's what we call a teaser.
yeah. Did you read Batman too?
I also read Batman.
Me three.
I read Batman as well.
Yay!
Hold on, I'm on the right channel. I gotta show off my cover of Batman.
All right. Oh my, here we go. Hey kids, cover your eyes.
Look away. This is the Anka variant.
This is the one that Adriana picked up. Well, I'll be shocked.
All right, let's count
I'm a big
the
fan of
abs.
the T-Rex in his
All right, so
cavern
it's
too.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that is a technically humanly possible number of abs. Just an unlikely number. But I understand why you made the purchase.
Couldn't help myself.
It reminds me of one of my favorite strange eras in DC history, where Ronnie Raymond, the human host of Firestorm, in the 1990s, DC published a title called
Hold on, I'm gonna transition this.
Extreme Justice.
Uh-huh.
And Extreme Justice was DC's trying so hard to be 90s image and failing so poorly. The things that they did to characters like Booster Gold and Blue Beetle are crimes against comics, but the worst offense was Ron Raymond, who became a male model named Ron Ray, and he had this ponytail that would billow out behind him like Superman's cape, and sometimes it would cross at multiple panels. His ponytail was like just insanely long and flowing, and then he got cancer and was a male model named Ron Ray with cancer.
Wow. This book had it all.
Yeah, no, that
I didn't find it the right way.
I firmly believe that every comic is somebody's favorite comic, and that you shouldn't be too negative about books because of that.
Yeah.
But I cannot imagine anybody and I mean anybody, enjoying a single issue of Extreme Justice.
It was patently offensive on every single level.
But we have our two closers are books way
Yes.
better than Extreme
Yes.
Justice.
These are the two of my favorite books this week. Starting out with the final issue, sadly, of Absolute Martian Manhunter.
We did not deserve this book.
We didn't deserve this book. None of us deserve this. As comic people, we don't deserve comic books written this well, presented this well, drawn this well. It is a cherry on top of this wonderful, wonderful story that we got. I'm in love with this whole thing. I can't wait to hear more about the characters. I can't wait to hear more from the writer and the artist and everything. This is amazing.
Yeah. We started today talking about a throwback to 90s Vertigo with 100 Bullets. But Absolute Martian Manhunter is the real throwback to that kind of a book, honestly.
Yeah.
Reading this book, this feels like what Karen Berger should be doing right now. This feels like the natural progression of those 90s Vertigo books instead of a new version of
exactly.
Yeah, like the 100 Bullets is great because it's more of what we saw. This is the continuation of where they were going with
there were several times as I read this series where I went, oh yeah, this is not a Vertigo title. This is just an Absolute title. I firmly believe that this is a hybrid between those two.
We'll be selling these trade paperbacks forever.
Oh yeah.
This is going to be an evergreen book.
Yep. So well done.
Yeah. A new comic book staple, really, because it's so good.
Everything about it is top tier. It breaks my heart that it's over.
Well, it's over, but for now,
it's over.
It's comics.
That's true.
There's always another month. There's always another issue.
I mean, it pertains to one of the pages that we kept reading over and over again, Matt.
Yeah, you're right.
That despite despair being there, it's gonna make way to new things and good things.
So beautiful. Please check this out. We have the trades available if you don't want to get all the issues. We probably have a lot of the issues too because they're brilliant and beautiful and wonderful. Which brings us into another weird, beautiful book. This was my personal favorite book of the week. It's the latest chapter of the Shaolin Cowboy, Staying AI Live. This is issue number 1 by Jeff Darrow. I can't remember Herring's first name. Ian Herring. Good Lord.
So, a quarter century ago, when the Wachowskis were high on the success of The Matrix, they launched a briefly, short-lived but really awesome line of comics called Burly Man Press. And the idea was they were going to develop whatever their next Matrix was going to be based off of comic book pitches. And ultimately, their careers went in different directions. But the big lasting result of Burly Man isn't like the Animatrix or any of that stuff, but it was Jeff Darrow coming back to comics after, years after Hard Boiled, and creating Shaolin Cowboy. That initial series was years ago, and it's come back a couple times since then.
They've done 3 or 4 of them.
But you could have read them all like we have, or never read it, and you don't need to know anything because of how perfectly the information is conveyed by just a master cartoonist.
Oh gosh, absolutely, absolutely. Everything about this book, it's a visual feast from start to finish. You could spend hours just looking at the book. Reading it is top tier, hilarious and fun also, but just the visuals are there's so
nobody
much
does
going on.
detail like Jeff Darrow.
Nobody.
And nobody nests like running sight gags, panel after panel, page after page, sometimes year after year. My favorite issue of the first volume of this book was basically a 22-page fight scene.
Yep.
And one of the people that the Shaolin Cowboy, who we should point out, that's him there. He is a Shaolin monk who wanders the American West, like Kane from Kung Fu, having just much more violent, Kung Fu fights.
Yep.
But he fought his nemesis, a crab with a switchblade.
Yes.
And just the carnage of limbs being ripped apart, people being shoved off cliffs. The violence is cartoony, but so beautifully rendered.
Yeah.
Uh, it is just a treat of a book. This
Oh,
comic is why I like comics.
Yeah.
oh my
This is the
goodness.
sort of thing that you can't do in animation, you can't do in prose. You really have to go panel by panel, and you have to go slowly and savor it the way that the artist intended. This isn't something that you can read like while looking at your phone.
Right.
And more of this, please.
Yes,
I didn't
absolutely.
realize that was so detailed.
It is so
Yeah.
wonderful and so funny. And
Yeah,
there,
I'm
there-
underselling the comedy. The comedy is
yeah,
great.
the comedy is terrific. The very first couple of lines, it starts off hilarious. Some stuff I can't repeat, but it's okay. This is a beautiful
It is a hard R.
dialogue-free. Yes.
Yeah.
Tons of space that's left open with no dialogue. It's so fun and beautiful and wonderful. Every single thing has. There was a shot where we showed one of the a restaurant is called the Meeting Place, but it's the MEATING place. It's just a funny little throwaway joke. It is completely packed with stuff.
Yeah,
Go
every
get
panel
this.
has something like that in it.
I am upset because I did not. This is I bought this one because it's the Darrow cover. I loved it. There was also a cover by Peach Momoko and a Daniel Warren Johnson cover.
There's no way.
So I'm kind of upset because I wanted all three. This is a classic one where I'm gonna pick up all the issues and then just get the trade because they'll have all the other covers in there as well.
Same.
So just perfect, 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 perfect.
Have you ever read his book, Big Guy and Rusty?
Love it. That was, and there's a cartoon based on that.
Yeah, yeah. It's it's no Iron Giant, but it's at least better than like Johnny Socko and his robot.
Yeah.
As far as like little kid robot team ups.
Right. Well, that's all we've got this week. Did you have anything else, Jeremy?
Well, only thing I can say is we have been overhauling our subscription service a lot in recent weeks, trying to really hone in on the especially the variant covers that customers need. Like you were just saying earlier with Shaolin Cowboy, you had missed a couple covers that you would have totally special ordered if you had known about it.
Absolutely.
So that's one thing I just want to go ahead and throw out to anybody watching this. If you want a book, let us order you that book.
Yeah.
Cassandra, Matt, myself, we love talking to you about what weird special orders you want, and we are happy to place those anytime.
Yes,
Yeah.
please do. It's fun to hunt down covers and hunt. I'm a comic hunter myself, but if there's things that you gotta have, let us help you.
And a lot of times that stuff's not available after shipping date.
Right.
A lot of time it's only available before the FOC, the final order cutoff.
Yeah.
So make sure to let us know if there's something that you want added to your subscription before the FOC date, and we're happy to take care of you.
Yeah. Thanks very much. Adriano, do you got anything to add?
We have a Pokemon pre-release this weekend.
Wahoo!
There's the first one out of a series of 3.
The Pitch Black series, is that right?
Indeed, the Pitch Black series.
With Vin Diesel?
Yeah. It's a Pokemon. It's just his name's Vindy.
And
Vindy, I
also,
choose you.
the 4th of July is happening soon. It happens in 2 more days.
Yahoo!
Yeah. Captain America's birthday.
That's true. Is that
I
true?
also
Yeah, well, yeah, I thought it was.
Fans of DCX Sonic, Metal Legion #3 came out. That's
Sweet.
a fun book. But anything else events wise, we just had the Pokemon pre-release. We have a couple of things happening next weekend that are going to be bigger. Another Pokemon. The next week is going to be the other 2 Pokemon pre-releases on the same day, and Odin Fair is coming up.
Yeah.
We just got our vendor list solidified.
Excellent.
sweet.
There is
Yeah.
one other thing. Speaking of other games, but comic related, we don't even have all of the Marvel Superheroes Magic the Gathering set yet. We have most of it in. We do have the commanders. We don't have the collector commanders, but we do have the commander decks. So come on in. This is a blast of a set. And then we've got beginner kits for this one. We've got draft nights, all kinds of fun stuff. If you ever thought about getting into Magic and you love Marvel Comics, come on, try this one out. It's a blast. It's really a lot of fun.
The art in this series is
Beautiful.
really well done.
I
Like
finally-
it's got care taken for
Yeah.
it, you know?
I met a guy who had the Belsinkovich Electra card, and he would not sell it to me,
No.
and
You're
that
good,
rightfully
but
so.
baby, I'm magic.
But that's all I had.
Well, I guess in that case, Matt, until next week.
Until next week.